We got a really important message of the utmost importance. I mean, I want your fastest messenger. And they're like, okay, cool. I got this person over here, Aradria Cloudflyer. And she's like, good choice. I think she's one of our best. And with that, she takes the message, hops on her Hippogryph Windstorm, and they off into the night. And her clutching onto the sealed report, thinking only about how she can fastest get to Darnassus, when suddenly, when she's just barely out of the general presence of her allies, orc archers strike from their shadows, the bolts whistling up from the trees into the wings of her Hippogryph, the feathers scattering as the Hippogryph falters and with a cry spirals downward, crashing violently through the branches. And as she's torn from the mount, she begins to stagger her fall by grabbing onto the branches, where eventually she lands on her feet at the ground, searching frantically for the pouch that she had been given by Haldrissa. When, of course, she grabs her glaive and is immediately set upon by some orcs. Those damn orcs. And she begins firing arrows. She begins using her glaive to chop down all of these enemies. But as this forest erupts with more and more of these orcs surrounding her in a tightening circle, she is exhausted, bleeding, and outnumbered, still doing her best to fight with savage determination, every strike getting her closer to the goal of getting to her message, thinking that she might die, but now her only opportunity is to at the very least destroy it before the horde can seize it. And in the moment where she thinks, yep, I'm about to pass out, in comes Windstorm, ripping into the battlefield, one wing completely messed up, battered, bloodied, but still 100% loyal. God, I love hippogriffs. Talons and beaks ripping through these orcs as they begin to scatter. The hippogriff doing its best to shield its rider, showing every ounce of courage that it has. But alas, its fate was merciless as these spears begin to plunge into the creature, and it collapses in agony, and the impact of it hurling the messenger to her side, and her own glaive cutting into her during the fall. She's grievously wounded and watches helplessly as her beloved companion gives its last breath to protect her. And as that's happening and she's bleeding out and dying on the floor, more than a dozen more orcs.
Oh my.
Their presence, this just wall of brutal strength, and at the head of it strides Garrosh Hellscream.